Johnny Ballgame
Going
Show.
on, and welcome to what we hope is your favorite sports talk program, brought to you by Brent Clapp Productions on this, Wednesday, middle of the week, late February, the Johnny Ballgame Show. We appreciate everybody for hanging out today. Be a part of it, email, text the program throughout, watching on Facebook, YouTube, EOLive.tv, all our platforms. We thank you. Dodsy producing in the soon-to-be sponsored Dodsy Box. Dodsy, welcome to the program as always. Let's get after it today. What do you say, my fella?
Yeah, for sure.
We got a big show for today. We got a good one, huh?
3-guest Wednesday.
Yeah, it is a 3-guest Wednesday, all with EOU ties, which is fun. We have joining us right now Max McCullough. Maxie boy, our intern, EOU All-American basketball player. We appreciate you hanging out with us today. We're going to talk some EOU.
Of course, let's do it. Love being on.
Absolutely. Also, we have today equipment manager, longtime equipment manager. This guy knows more about EOU athletics, you could argue, than anybody out there. We're pumped about this interview. The longtime equipment manager, Mike Alvarez, coming on this show today, hour number 2.
Hardest working man in showbiz,
Max,
right there.
and you can vouch for Alvarez any day, right? That dude, he doesn't have a spare minute. We're lucky to get him.
Yeah, I don't know how he's here. He's always got something going on. He does absolutely everything for EOU athletics. And
he does.
He's a very underrated man at EOU. I mean, he
Definitely.
does it all. He does it all. So, yeah, that's awesome we have him on today.
Can't wait. We'll also talk with LHS girls and EOU parent. How about Brian Wright, the LHS girls basketball coach, I should have said, and parent of Zane Wright, Max's teammate on EOU. He's got some interesting stories, Max, obviously, Coach Wright. He'll join us next after you. And
38 years of coaching, I think is what he said.
Big, and your teammate Zane, obviously, the apple didn't fall too far from that tree with Zane and his dad, but obviously Brian Wright and Zane Wright, the Wright family, good guys.
Yeah, for sure. Zane, if not one of the best shooters I've ever played with. So, yeah.
And practice, like a lot of times, and Kyle, you can say this with Max too, because you warm him up in games and you say, he hits 10 out of 10 most times.
A lot, yeah.
And nobody can shoot 10 out of 10 in a game. That's the difference between, at that level of basketball, practice and game time. I mean, if you can shoot 42% in a game, that's great. Max doesn't want to shoot 42% in practice. So Zane, you were saying, is one of the best shooters you've played with, if not the best. I would imagine when you watch Zane put on a clinic shooting in practice, probably pretty fun to watch. Probably not a lot of misses, huh?
Oh, man. He's a guy that I try to compete with every single day in practice. We have shooting competitions almost every single day.
You and Zane do?
Oh, yeah. He told me the other day he's gone like 93 for 100, getting his own rebound, which is pretty impressive. That's something I've done.
Getting your own rebound?
Getting his rebound, going back to the three-point line, 93 for 100. Or something.
You got to tire out after that. After
exactly.
about 40
exactly.
of those.
That's impressive. Getting your own rebound, 93 out of 100 in three-point shots. I mean, that's probably tough on free throws, bro, let alone threes.
Right. Yeah, he's an incredible shooter, so it's fun to see him get rolling in practice every once in a while.
I break a sweat just rebounding.
Yeah,
not even shooting.
Right.
Just try that one at home.
And I don't even have to move. Like once every 10 or 12 shots, I got to go chase one down. But other than that, I just stand underneath the bucket and throw the ball back out, and I break a sweat doing that.
Yeah,
so I can't imagine.
Me too, man. It's crazy, man. To be young again, Dodsy.
Right.
Also, we'll do a Dodsy six-pack hour number 2. Lots of good stuff to talk about.
Too.
Dodsy's going to bust me on trivia. One of these days, Max, we'll have you stick around for
Yes.
a Dodsy six-pack. You can be my lifeline. Help me out with it a little bit.
I'm here. Yep.
They're tough to do.
Wait, didn't we have Max for trivia one time already?
Did one.
He's seen it. You've been a part of a
Yeah,
six-pack?
he's been part.
of one.
Yeah. I don't know if I would want Max as my lifeline when it comes to trivia, to be honest.
Yeah.
I got one. I gave him one.
Oh,
last
yeah,
time.
you did,
I give him
actually.
one.
I can't say that.
Can't talk too much.
You're right.
Max McCullough hanging out with us. Interestingly enough, Dodds, me and Max were talking off the air here about the Mariners. You were kind of in and out of the conversation too. Max is a Post Falls, Idaho guy, so he grew up as a Mariner fan.
Poor
but Dodsy, even worse off. I mean, you can say poor guy to any Mariner fan base ever. You really can. But Max's era of Mariner fandom, his fan base's era, his generation, he does not remember a Mariner playoff game.
No, he wasn't even
It
born.
doesn't exist to him. You were born, right?
I was born.
What year were you born?
98.
Yeah, he was
Never.
3.
Yep. Was
Yeah.
not old enough to remember that, so it's never happened.
It's crazy. I don't know how he's even a Mariner fan. I mean, he didn't live. He didn't get Griffey, man.
No.
He barely got. I mean, he got Ichiro a little, but not too. He didn't get 2001 when they won 116 games. He doesn't remember that. Obviously, the last season. Obviously, he wasn't born before. You're right. 95 refused to lose. Wasn't born yet.
Yeah, he wasn't even.
Like, that's
a thought.
tough to be a Mariner fan in his generation. Man, I don't know how you do it. You must not be a huge baseball fan, though,
I'm
Max.
a pretty big baseball
Man,
fan, too.
I don't see how it's possible,
He's a
man.
baseball
That's the
dude.
thing.
Remember,
I'm-
we've had these conversations.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm loyal to it, but man, it's the most frustrating organization to root for, I swear.
It
Especially
is.
this generation. I mean,
It is for you
nothing.
guys, like you guys,
Nothing.
you didn't get Griffey, and I'm sorry, man. It's
rough. It's rough. I'm hoping for a wild card every year, and then it's just not even. It doesn't even. Maybe a game or two off, and then can't even.
And then
nothing.
your wild card,
Yeah.
your wild card hopes are gone mid-May.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I have a couple weeks of hoping, and then it's out the window.
I love it, man.
We should get Max in on the fantasy baseball.
We definitely should. Were you up for it? Can you hang in a legit fantasy baseball league?
Fantasy baseball is a lot. There's a lot of games.
It's like having another job.
Yeah, it
Max,
is.
it's
It
a
is.
commitment,
It is.
so think about
Yeah,
it.
for
but
sure, for
We'll,
sure.
we'll save a spot for you for over the next couple of days.
Cool. Yep.
There'll be some good prizes. It'll be
Yeah.
a lot of fun, something to do in the summer to, give you a reason to hang around, watch Sports Center, and
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see if we can get
Heck yeah.
we can get Max in that. All right, Max. Winners of 4 straight games. The EOU Mountaineer men's basketball team. First time you've had a little bit of breathing room over 500, and you closed out senior night this past weekend. A couple of victories there. 10-5 home record this year. 9-9 in the conference with 2 games left. I mean, there's still a lot. There's still a lot ahead, bro. There really is. Talk about it.
There is a lot of hope. I mean, tied for 5th place in league right now. If you would have told me 2 weeks ago this is the spot we'd be in, I mean, I think I would have been happy with that. If you would have told me at the beginning of the season, would have been very disappointed. But considering how the season's gone, I think we're playing our best basketball right now, and there's no one in this league I think we can lose to. So, we're in a good spot, I think, right now, heading into the last weekend and then the conference tournament.
Did you see the latest poll?
I did. I just got done looking at that. Yeah, 3 teams in the top 10. College of Idaho number 1.
Yeah.
Northwest receiving votes, who we just handled at home this
Yeah.
last weekend. So that's probably a team that will probably get an at-large bid, and we don't think we're too far behind them, if behind them at all.
I'm with you, Maxie boy.
Got to win though.
I'm with you, Maxwell. But you mentioned it there. The number 1 team in the country for NAIA Division II is the College of Idaho. Obviously a conference rival, a regional rival. I mean, you guys are, the 2 programs kind of on the outside of the CCC on the map, and your travel partners, and you work out with their All-American point guard, Talon Pinckney. There's just a lot of ties with C of I and EOU, and let's be honest, there's 5 minutes left in the game at C of I, and you guys were winning that game. You lost by 9 on the road. They came back to your gym a couple weeks ago. You lost by 10. Hung with them both games, and if that's the number 1 team in the country, and you've been right with them, man, that's going to be a fun one if you're able to get a chance at them again.
Yeah, very, very exciting. I mean, we know we can hang with them. They're the number 1 team, but we think we could be the number 1 team if things went our way throughout the season. I mean, so hopefully we can get a matchup with them, get that first round win, and then most likely be at their place playing for a lot. So that'd be awesome.
And what, Max McCullough hanging out. And, I mean, what's the mindset of this team right now? Do you guys kind of get like, hey, there's not a lot of breathing room left. Like, we got to get our stuff together. Like, there's no more, hey, let's get this thing going. This is that time. Is that kind of the mindset you think?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's kind of been a part of the last 4 wins. I mean, we kind of know we can't lose. Those games at Walla Walla a couple weeks ago, if we lost, our season could have been over. I mean, that was it. And we kind of didn't let that happen, carried over to this weekend. Had 2 good wins, and I think the spirits are the best they've been right now. I mean, we know we can't lose, and we think we're playing our best basketball. We've been having great practices, some of the best of the year. So I think we've peaked right now, which is great, going where we're at.
Friday and Saturday, again, the final regular season weekend, you guys are in Salem and Eugene, Corbin and Northwest Christian. Talk about these two opponents earlier on in the season. You guys split with them at home just after the new year. What do you expect? What do you think? What do you think are the keys?
Yeah, Corbin's tough. Their record doesn't show it, kind of like us. They've lost a lot of close ones, but they have very capable players. I think they were preseason top 20, so they're a tough team who's playing good right now too. So we can't take them lightly. Although they're like 9th or 8th in league right now. I mean, that's going to be a tough game. They're playing for a lot too, playing to get in the tournament. So they got some big guys who are tough. So we got to go into that game every game's the biggest game of our season at this point. And then Northwest Christian, they're not playing as good right now. But, they beat OIT a couple weeks ago, and, they're a tough team. They got a good guard, Ernest, over there, a couple good players. So, it's going to be a big weekend. It's going to be a tough weekend. Every game on the road in this conference is tough. So, we can't take any lightly, and 2 wins is going to be huge to solidify that 5th spot for sure.
And you film geek? If so, how much, and what do you prefer to watch? Your own stuff, other teams in the league, maybe even NBA or Division I level stuff? What type of basketball do you watch when you watch it?
Yeah, so we have access with our film to pretty much any college basketball game that's ever been played, which is huge. But yeah, I watch.
What?
It's called Synergy. It's a website we use, and we can pull up JUCO to Division I.
Any game,
any game.
Duke versus North Carolina.
Yeah, no matter what. Yep.
Dodsy.
Yeah, it's pretty.
We gotta get our hands on that.
Pretty big time. Might be able to sneak you guys over a lot.
Steal some freaking passwords over here, Mike.
Yeah, honestly, but yeah.
No, that's cool. Okay, so obviously you use that program often.
Yeah. Especially, I watch a lot of our games, a lot of other teams' games who are playing, but I watch a lot of individual film too. We were kind of talking about this the other day. If my shot's not falling, I go and watch every miss, every make, just try and see what's going on, see if there's any tweaks I can make, why I was maybe shooting a little left, shooting a little right, a little short, where my legs were. So definitely a lot goes into that for sure.
Do you have the computer program now? Maybe is the technology here yet where you can type in your name and you're in the game, and then it will cut it just to every shot you took?
Every shot I took. I can break.
So you're not sitting there with the clicker fast forwarding.
No.
You type in the coordinates of what you want, and then it just brings up every one of your shots.
Every one of my shots. You can even break it down to as much as getting a ball screen, going left, shooting a floater.
Oh,
we can watch all of those shots. Yeah,
that's where the technology is.
Take us in there sometime and let us see this.
Yeah, for sure. We can pull it up. We can pull it up whenever. It's pretty
we
awesome.
could do a field trip.
Yeah.
And we could go in there and just watch film and just type in. So I could type in, let's go second half between 15 minutes and 7 minutes, that stretch of the game, every 3-point attempt you had.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Easy. Yeah. And it's got percentages.
Percentages
for every shot you take. Yeah,
that's cool, man.
It's pretty cool.
That's where the technology is.
It's pretty fun.
Football's just like that too. There's programs like Exos is a big one that, this company will sell this program to major universities and NFL teams for millions of dollars to install this software and like what you're saying, all that stuff you can put in, and obviously for basketball too. That's cool stuff, man.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
We'll get after it this weekend. We always appreciate you hanging out with this show. I don't know if we have anything else for Maxie Boy here, for Maxwell Dodds here. Can we let him go back to the to the more important stuff? Shooting in the gym, hanging out,
shooting free throws.
Oh, right,
dodgy.
2 for 5.
We don't got to bring that up anymore.
No, this is the end of it.
I know.
It's nixed.
I've taken enough.
Yeah, you definitely.
I deserve it though.
You definitely.
Well deserved.
2 for 5. I'm sorry. Right? Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 for 5. 2 for 5.
And you missed 3. You missed more than you made.
All right. Wait, I thought we were nixing it.
Okay. Yeah.
From now on, we don't talk about it no more. No more.
It's in the past. It's not going to happen. Never going to happen again. It's an anomaly.
Exactly. No,
it is. It's a hitch. It's a hitch in the matrix.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Needed to happen, and it's out of the way.
It's done.
Love it.
It didn't cost anybody.
No, they won the game.
Yeah, that's all.
Won 4 in a row.
Realistically, that's what matters.
We're on a roll, baby.
4 straight for the Mounties, and dang, that'd be awesome to get you guys to the tournament this year.
Oh yeah,
Max, that would be so much fun over the next week or two watching that run. I'm really we're hoping, man. It'll be fun.
We want it. We want it. We know we're capable. We just gotta.
You'd love to do it with this group, I'm sure,
man.
too. With these seniors, get Schetzel out of here, going to Branson, LJ. Good luck, bro.
Appreciate it.
We'll talk to you. Ballgame show. It's our top story today. Interview with Max McCullough, EOU All-American shooting guard, I guess I would say, right?
Shooting guard, point guard.
1 or 2 combo guard. Max
Scoring
McCullough.
guard.
scoring, All-American scoring guard Max McCullough. Thanks, bro.
Thanks, Max.
Brought to you by Fat Guys Fresh Deli in Meridian, Idaho. Dodzy, we'll go from one guest to another, waiting to bring into the program Brian Wright, head coach of the girls varsity program at LeGrand High School. Hour number 2, Mike Alvarez, the EOU equipment manager. Any dirt on Alvarez?
Yeah, give us some Alvarez.
Do you have anything like Maxie? You see him every day, dude.
That'd be a sin to pull up some dirt on Alvarez, considering all he does for me in the university. I mean, he does it all for me.
He is, man. Yeah.
I'm gonna get a stain on my jersey next game or something.
Yeah.
A hole in the.
I don't know. Maybe behind the scenes, but he does too much.
Nice.
Yeah, never mess with the equipment manager.
Oh heck no! You'll end up with
sir.
Icy hot in your jockstrap.
Right? Yeah. He's got all the power there.
Right.
I love it. All right, guys. We'll be back. Thanks, Max. Thanks, Max. Johnny.
Welcome to Mallory Paint Store, home to Benjamin Moore paints and stains, available in over 3,500 colors and in the perfect sheen for any room.
Hi, I'm Jim Mallory, and I'd like to personally invite you to shop with us.
With our expert paint knowledge and color specialists, and we can help you paint the home, the office, the chicken coop. Visit any of our 19 Mallory Paint Store locations for the best in paint with the best in customer service. Check us out at MalloryPaint.com.
We're here to help.
Johnny Ballgame Show here at the Oregon Trail Trader, longtime sponsors and supporters of the Johnny Ballgame Show. Hunters, fishers, campers, really the true Eastern Oregonian. This is a one-stop shop with owner, operator, community pillar, say what you will, the great Carl Baum hanging out with us here. And it truly is one-stop shopping here at the Oregon Trail Trader, Bommy Boy.
Hey, we try to make it easy on people. Life enough is hard. You might as well be able to get your guns as easy as possible.
What's your story? I mean, you've been firing guns a long time, hunting, fishing. You're a true Eastern Oregonian. Like, how'd this come about?
Well, I've always been just your traditional Eastern Oregon redneck. I like to blow crap up, shoot stuff, all that fun stuff. Joined the military, shot tanks, had fun in Iraq, if you can have fun in Iraq. And was an accountant, got tired of, adding 1 + 1 = 2. It started adding up to 3, and I thought, man, I got to punch out. So I came down here, bought the store, and that's the story. Just been selling guns and employing an employee. That's about it.
Good story there with Carl Baum here, Oregon Trail Trader. You claim to have the largest selection of firearms in Eastern Oregon. You feel pretty confident about that, don't you, Bommy Boy?
I got 500 plus, and they just keep pouring in. I don't know what to do with them all. I just stack them up, sell them, whatever. If you want a gun, I've got new, I've got used.
Other items in the store I know we wanted to get to, but what's going on?
Well, Dodsy was looking for something, and he was trying to help me with something. Where?
I don't know where he went. Dodsy! All right, Oregon Trail Trader. Where is Dodsy? Let's go find this guy. What you got?
Over here somewhere. Look at all this AR stuff I brought in. Tons of parts.
All AR stuff.
All AR stuff, man. He's not in the cleaning aisle. He's in the fishing area. He's not in the fishing area. Look at all these bench-made knives, too. You think you'd be back here by all these bench-made knives. I got like 200 of these things.
Yeah. That's a lot of knives, Bommy.
You're going to cut yourself.
Some nice hats, too.
Look at all these hats. Yeah, I mean, what is this doing out? What is this doing out? And a knife? Where's freaking Dodsy, man? He drive through my stuff.
Yeah. There he is.
Dodsy, seriously?
Dodsy!
Hey, man, all this cool stuff just overwhelms me, man. This Oregon Trail Trader, man, this place is cool.
Seriously, is he on payroll?
The Oregon Trail Trader. They buy, they sell, they trade. All right, welcome back to the Johnny Ballgame Show. Appreciate the love we receive from Side A Brewing. When you're talking about a food menu, start with Side A. If you haven't had the dirty fries, I highly recommend picking them up next time you hit up Side A Brewing. It's kid-friendly all the time. Right there, the old fire station, downtown LeGrand. Kind of the cool place, kind of where people going, kind of the hip spot. Side A Brewing, we thank you on this interview. Brian Wright, the head girls basketball coach for the LeGrand Tigers, 16-6 on the year, looking for a run to state. And Coach, much appreciate the time you're taking away from your program and everything else that you do to spend some time with us here on the Ball Game Show. How you doing, man? So far, so good on the season.
Well, absolutely. And thanks for having us on the show. You know, we always like to get exposure for the kids. That's what it's all about. This year we have a really fun team to coach, and we're looking to get into the playoffs here, starting the league tomorrow night, and then on a run into state, hopefully.
Second year on the gig. What's been the biggest challenge so far for you, Coach?
Probably the biggest challenge has been, my style of coaching is a little bit different than coaches before me. Not that they were doing anything wrong or I'm doing anything right, but I've been coaching a long time, and you kind of have things that you really like to do and you feel like those are your strengths, and so you try to match those up.
Explain to me your odyssey, your yellow road through the game of basketball. You've been in the game a long time. Your son, Zane, is on the roster. He plays for EOU right now, so it's a really cool family dynamic we have in town. Talk to me about your relationship with the game of basketball.
So I, started like a lot of kids did a long time ago in the fourth grade. Played up through high school in Astoria High School, back when they were what's now a 6A school. Went off to college. Interviewed for a job teaching in Tillamook, and in the interview they ask you if you'd be willing to coach, and I said, well, if I know about anything, I know a little bit about basketball. And then actually once the season had started, one day the athletic director came in and said, hey, are you still willing to coach? And I said, sure. And he said, okay, come to practice today. And so I started as the girls JV coach, and I did that for 5 years, and then I was hired as the head coach and coached for 17 years as a head coach there in Tillamook with the girls program. And then Zane was coming up, and some other factors were going on, and so I resigned as the girls coach and jumped over and coached as an assistant in the boys program for the next 8 years.
So you've coached boys and girls. What's the biggest difference? I don't know whether it's schematically, whether it's culturally. I mean, there's certain things you can do in coaching girls that you probably can't do in boys and vice versa. How's that been like? A lot of people don't jump back and forth between the two coaching genders, but you have. Talk about that a little bit.
So, people ask me that question a lot, and a whole lot on most girls and boys. You have, young people that really want to be competitive. They want to work hard. I would say, if anything, the girls are a little more fundamentally sound.
Agree with that.
They are a little more prone to maybe actually running a typical offense. Boys just kind of like to use their athletic ability.
Totally.
One of the things I really enjoy working with the girls is, girls are a little more, I don't know if sensitive is politically correct to say, but they, you can put your arm around a girl and give her a hug, and she appreciates that. And sometimes boys are a little more standoffish, and so it's not as easy to develop that relationship like that.
I think it's the maturity level too. I've talked with a lot of women's coaches. I have an extensive background in women's basketball. My first real job, Coach, was the play-by-play broadcaster for the University of Idaho women's basketball team. I had that gig for 3 years. I joke with Dodsey, like, I've watched more girls basketball than just about anybody I know, studying the game and seeing how they are different. I've heard some people say sometimes it's almost like they're completely different sports, how the schematics sometimes work. I've noticed that in the girls game, at least in my experiences here, a girl's less likely to know how many points, rebounds, assists, and steals they're averaging. They don't care as much as the boys. A lot of times in the boys' game, it's a more selfish brand. And if I'm not getting my touches, or I'm not getting the points I want to average, or if someone's playing ahead of me and I'm not into the rotation as much, like, I'm not necessarily going to root for the guy ahead of me because I want his job. It's more selfish. In the girls' game, they're more willing, in my experiences, to support one another, to support people who are ahead of them, and they don't get on the bus at the end of the game and are mad because they only scored 7 points and they need to be scoring 17 points. I've noticed that, and I think it's a healthier brand of ball in that sense. I will say though that the gossip sometimes and the cliques on a girls' team can form more prevalent than the boys' team. It's different in certain respects. What do you think about that?
I agree. It varies team to team. You
Yeah.
have teams. Some teams are really close, both boys and girls. It was interesting. I was watching a game the other day against with a couple of high-ranked high school teams in the nation, and the announcer was making the comment that it seemed like coaches were spending more time with those high-level athletes, managing egos instead of coaching the game. And I thought that was probably something, we don't see that as much, and we're in a smaller community. I find that the kids that come here and play, both the boys and girls, from what I've observed of the boys program, is the same. Kids are playing because they want to play basketball and they have fun being around after school with their peers and making the trips and all those sorts of things.
Brian Wright, LHS girls basketball coach, here joining us on the Johnny Ballgame Show. This interview brought to you by Side A Brewing. The girls' game, I noticed from when I called my game 10 years ago or so compared to where girls basketball is now, probably where girls basketball is now compared to when you coached your first game. I think the overall sport of girls basketball, due to the resources put in and the overall acceptance of athletics compared to where it was 20, 30 years ago. Oh my gosh, Coach, night and day. They're better players now.
Oh, absolutely. Back in the day when I was in high school, basketball had just started in Oregon for women. Scores were routinely, even for good teams, were 25, 26 points. I've coached teams that have scored on an average up in the 70s. This year, the team we have at LeGrand's, up around 50 per night. And so, we put points on the board. The game has gotten more exciting. Girls have gotten way more athletic. It's pretty surprising, if you get out there and play with them and all of a sudden you realize, man, these girls are going around this old fat guy.
Yeah, right. and there's great. They're great shooters at the girls' game, I've noticed now compared to where it was because, the girls' game essentially is a below-the-rim game. And I've just noticed the shooting level. Like you said, teams are scoring more now. The women's game has adopted the three-point shot. Angie Weissenflew, what she's done at EOU, her teams, I remember that team she had a couple years ago, broke records of women's basketball for three-pointers attempted and made in a season. And that's more than NCAA teams were doing. Because women, just like men, can take and make the three. I want to talk to you about the support in this town. The Jay Colemans out there who are, champions of women's basketball and the AAU level, getting these players starting when they're younger, taking them to AAU tournaments, supporting the girls, if not so more than the boys. This community, like it has with so many other sports, they're getting behind. They're circling the wagons for you in your program. Correct? You got a lot of support on this program, Coach.
Oh, absolutely. I hate to name names because you're going to leave somebody out, but even from, the level where we have parents that pick up and run the concession stand, we have parents that come in and take care of all the team shirts and all those kinds of things. We had an incident this year where the bus broke down on a trip to Burns and you're stuck up on the top of the mountain, and as parents came along, they pull over and we put kids in the cars and off we go to the game.
Yeah, that doesn't happen at every school, Coach. Not every community does that.
No, it doesn't. I've been to lots of gyms and over my 33 years now of coaching that we have more fans than the other team does, even if it's a 2 or 3 hour trip, sometimes a 5-hour trip to some of the games we play. You can be sure that there's going to be fans there, whether they're parents, grandparents, friends, kids that are off at college that come back to watch their friends play. It's really great to play in a community like that.
You and your family, you guys are of LDS faith, so I'm not going to probably go into the locker room and see or hear you screaming like Bobby Knight or something. You're going to use that approach. Talk about how your faith and basketball merge together.
They're pretty similar because, my faith teaches, good moral character. So when I took this job a couple years ago, one of the first things we did is sat down with the kids and I said, you're never going to hear me swear at you. I'm not going to kick or throw a chair across the gym. And some of that is based on my faith. Some of that is just my demeanor. I found that for me, if I get real upset and scream and yell or look disappointed or, get too nervous or too rattled myself in a timeout with the girls, they'll respond to that negatively. They think, oh, the coach doubts us, and so sometimes you bite your tongue and you have to just sit there and let them kind of work it out, and that's part of coaching and learning your style of coaching.
I remember sitting behind the bench for one of your games this year. I want to say it was the Baker game. Dodsey, correct me if I'm wrong on this, and it was a big
I think you're right.
It was a big crowd. It was the biggest crowd I think they've had this year, and they didn't jump out of the gate the way that I think Coach Wright wanted them to. And I overheard you on a timeout. You said to the girls, you said, look, there's all these people here. Everybody's wanting to support you, and we're not playing like us. Some of the challenges there, because a lot of times you won't get that mega crowd on a Friday night that maybe the boys will draw for whatever reason. Do you remember that moment? And that's a psychological thing, right? And in basketball, we talk to Max McCullough about this all the time. You got to clear the mechanism. You can't pay attention to who's at the game, who's watching, what students have showed up. And Max will say, I don't even know if my parents are there. I don't know where my girlfriend is sitting. If I do, then I can't play to the level I need to play. I got to block everything out in focus. And certainly at the high school level, that's a learned skill, I believe. Your thought on that? And you remember that moment? You remember that timeout?
Absolutely. It is a learned skill, and it's part of what you hope kids get, as early as possible. But the reality is a lot of times we do play to small crowds. And that can be a challenge in itself because you're in a gym and there's not a lot of noise. And so the team itself has to generate that energy. Mm-hmm. And so not only do kids need to work around that, they also need to learn to have a short memory. Because
Absolutely.
If we start out bad like we did against Baker, or we've had a couple other games, we had a game a couple of weeks ago where a non-league game, I think, against Nissa, and we shot 20% in the first half. We went in the locker room, and we were still up, but, looking at ourselves going, man, nothing is going in it. And, yes, you want to learn from those experiences, but at the same time, you just have to say to yourself, you know what, we're going to go out in the second half, we're going to take shots that are good for us, and they're going to start going in, and players that are competitive and want to play at their best level are going to have short memories.
You've won 5 straight. Like you said, you're heading into the part of the season. Here we are in late February where it's go time in high school basketball. What's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, essentially, for your team? Where can this team go, and what do you have to do to get there, Coach?
So we have 2 league playoff games, assuming that we take care of a business tomorrow night with Mac High coming to town. They're a worthy opponent. They've, been traditionally down. They won quite a few more games this year than they have in the past. We struggled with them a little bit the first time we played them home, and then we played them last Friday and took care of business pretty easily, and we need to do that again tomorrow. Then we're going to get a return matchup with Baker, which, our mindset at this point is we'd love to beat Baker. Our seniors have never done that. But at the same time, if we go to Baker on Saturday and we were to lose that game, it doesn't knock us out of any playoff contention. Right now we're sitting at the OSA ranking of number 5, which would mean in 2 weeks' time from Saturday we would host, or maybe a Friday game depending on what the schools decide. Right now we would host Henley here, and then it's 1 game to get to the final site and be in the final 8.
Mm-hmm. And let's do what we can to get these guys there. Brian Wright, head coach, LHS girls. Dodsey, what's the question? It's coming now. You know it.
I'm sitting on one. I ran into Coach Wright and his lovely wife out in the community, and we had a conversation. And we talked about whether boys or girls teams should play first. Touch on that, Coach Wright. Okay. I really loved his response.
I'd love to touch on that because traditionally in the league I coached in before when I was in Tillamook, unfortunately we had an administrator in our league that really wanted Title IX to take effect, and so we went to a system where we were alternating years, where 1 year the boys would play first, then the girls. And I thought it was really disrespectful to the girls because many times, especially if a girls' team is down, and we all know that schools, your level goes up and down, and so you have good years and you have bad years, and the kids are still working hard and they deserve that support. And unfortunately, many times if the boys play first, a lot of the crowd seems to leave, and I hate to see that. Where if the girls play first, yes, it's a little earlier in the day, so tomorrow we're going to play at 5, and so there's a lot of people that want to come to the game that may not get off work till 5 or 5:30, and so they'll come up to the game, grab something at the concession stand for dinner, and they see the second half of the girls' game and stay for the boys' games. Okay. And so if it's a close game or it's a competitive game down the stretch, all of a sudden you got a big crowd there and they're cheering, and we work the crowd up for the boys, and then they get a good crowd, and we just help each other out that way.
I like that system.
So do I.
I'm for it, Coach. When I was in high school, this was a mega bummer, I thought, for the girls, and they would alternate. Like if the boys were home against Central, that meant the girls were on the road against Central. And the JV boys would open for the varsity boys. That's how it was in my league growing up. So no one ever saw the girls' games because they're played on the same night at the same time as the boys' game. So if you wanted to support both programs, you had to choose: do I drive to the away game for the girls or the boy? And the girls got completely screwed out of that deal because a lot of times if the men's program is, let's say, doing well, people will drive. I like this system a lot better where you have the girls open for the boys and the JV is going to be even earlier. I think they do a good job of that, and I'm totally with you on that. People will leave, and the kids notice that. I mean, they do. How about this question, Dodsey? How do you handle disgruntled parents? Because you know this, parents know more about basketball than you. They just do, right? They know everything that's going on. They should be coaching. Parents and community members, they're all experts. We've all talked to them. How do you handle with all these brilliant parents and community members telling you, what you should be doing?
So here's the trick with that, and if I could share that with every coach, it's interesting. My son Jesse is my JV coach, and when he was in college, he had the opportunity to, instead of doing his student teaching, he did an internship. So he was at a big school south of Provo there where he was going to school. And he called me one day and he said, "Hey, Dad, they came in and asked me if I wanted to be the freshman girls coach." And so my advice to him is to understand that if you take that job sometime during the season, you're going to get a phone call or an email from a parent who's not happy, and it always centers around playing time. And I said, the real solution to that is to win. If you're 4-19 or 2-22 or whatever it is, you're on a down year, which happens.
He's so right.
Then suddenly those issues seem to rear themselves. But a lot of it goes back to that personal relationship we were talking to earlier as well. When you get to know your players, which happens, not only before practice and after practice, but during practice, during games, on trips. Summertime basketball where it's more relaxed, and maybe you go to a park and have lunch and sit around and the kids get to know you, and a lot of those problems go away when you have that interpersonal relationship where the kids they trust you, they come to the knowledge that you do know a little bit about basketball, and you really want what's best for the kids. And if the kids know that, a lot of those issues go away. Knock on wood, I have to say, not one issue this year with that.
That's great.
It's awesome.
This community's been pretty cool in that regard, Dodsey. And me and Dodsey hear from everybody because we're the sports geeks. So people are going to come to us and they're going to say, "Oh my gosh, they should be playing this defense. Oh my gosh, this person should be playing." We hear it all. I mean, we really do. And my kids, this and that, even sometimes on programs that are winning, but it's way less. Like you're saying, if you're winning, hey, pipe down there, Bob. They're winning. It's working. Sorry your kid's not playing more. And I think one of the most poisonous venoms that parents can do is, when they're driving home from the game with their kid, sitting there talking, with their spouse or whoever else is in the car, talking about how the coach, A, B, or C, doesn't know what they're doing on this, and then the kids hear that. And then all of a sudden it gets into their head, and just not conducive.
It's
man.
like a virus.
It is. It is.
I've had it happen a little bit as a coach.
You have, yeah. Parents they tell their kids, "Oh, your coach doesn't know what he's doing. Coach, they don't know jack. They should be doing this. They should, because again, parents know way more than the coach. Obviously, facetious, but yeah, It's a question I love asking coaches at all levels because most levels of coaches, I've talked to coaches who coach Division I, big-time Pac-12 college football, and they'll get an email from a parent saying, hey, when you sat on my couch and you said my son was going to be the starting running back by the time he was a sophomore, and he's not playing. What's going on with this? Why are you doing this? I mean, Coach Camp up at EOU tells me stories. He'll get an email from a kid's parent, and I told you there would be an opportunity for him to play. He has to earn that opportunity, and trust me, I know a little bit more about this than you. I'm at practice anyway, but at all levels, it seems like coaches will deal with the disgruntled parent. Now, is it more so now than it was 20 years ago in your experiences of parents and outsiders wanting to put their footprints on a program or get their community out or their opinion out in a community? This coach doesn't have a clue what he's doing. Is it more so now because sports are just bigger now than they were?
I think the exposure to sports is so much greater now that people do have. They sit and watch ball games. I'm a sports junkie for basketball. I'm really only kind of a basketball fan.
Cool.
So I go to games in Cove and I go to games in Union, and we go to all the EOU games that we can, and sometimes travel when we can with the team and see them play other places. And I just love to watch basketball games. And so when you sit in the stands, you do hear a lot of that. People second guessing the coaches. Of course, they're second guessing the referees. They're second guessing the players. And some of it is because there's so much more exposure. Is it more now? I don't know. I took over from a coach in Tillamook who for 2 years they only won 3 games. And he got out of coaching basketball because the parental pressure was so great. They would yell things
just all over him.
It was terrible, And one of the things that we try to do to help that situation is at the start of every year we have a parent meeting. We sit down with the players and the kids, and we have a handbook that we go over. And one of the things I talk to the parents and the players about both is that, before the season starts, you want to kind of define those parameters. So some kids like to get in the car with mom or dad or grandpa or whoever it is after the game, and they like to talk about the game. Some kids want to get in the car and they just want to go have a hamburger or get something to eat after the game, and they'd really rather wait till tomorrow, and they don't want to be critiqued. And so, having a good discussion with your player and talking about that, I think, is really key so that there's not strife in the family. It's really hard on the kids if they have to sit at the dinner table and they hear that, Coach Wright's a terrible guy and he should be running a trap defense instead of a man-to-man defense.
He should be full court pressing more, get out of the 2-3. It's not working. It doesn't work anymore. And girls, all these experts there, Yeah,
and there is a lot of that. And, I find myself, I've had a real good opportunity with my son Zane. I got to coach him directly as a sophomore. He played on the JV the JV team that I was coaching at the time. Got to coach with him a lot in the summer and stuff. And then, as he graduated or in the off season, we played in the City League together, him and a couple of his buddies from the high school team. And then I get to see him now go on and play. And so I'm on the other side of that as well. As a coach,
Absolutely.
It would be
see you in the stands, Coach.
It would be really easy for me to sit over there and say, well, I don't know why those coaches, at EOU or even in the high school when we were coaching, why is the head coach not doing that? But the reality is I became a parent then. And so my job is to be supportive and, not tear down the coach and second guess everything that's going on. And last year my dad came and watched some games here at EOU, and he was all over the refs, and I had to take him by the arm and say, that's not a good example. It's not appropriate.
That's cool, man. Yeah. Grandpa wasn't having it.
I can totally understand him being all over the CCC refs. They're terrible, man. And I'll come straight out and say that. They're bad.
Dodsey. We'll wrap up with this, and we really appreciate you coming by. Brian Wright, head basketball coach, LeGrand Girls. Being dad to Zane, who's a key piece on the EOU team. I think he's a sophomore as well, right, academically on that team. So
correct.
He's got a couple years left, and as that team continues to grow, how cool that is, just that family connection. I don't know if a lot of people know this in this area, that Brian Wright is the father of Zane Wright on the EOU team, and just how fun that must be for your family. I know you don't get to see him play as much as maybe you'd like as a dad, but you guys get to the games you can, and I'm sure you watch stuff, and just talk about getting to be a dad and watch your son play college basketball while you're just a couple blocks up the street doing your own thing, coaching basketball. Cool.
It is fun.
He's going to be a coach too. I would imagine. You can tell he plays like a coach's kid. By the way, Zane does. He does.
Well,
definitely.
I don't know if he wants to be a coach or not. We'll see about that. He came home from his church mission. And we had moved here to Cove. I retired from teaching out in Tillamook, and we'd moved here. And, of course, we immediately started saying things like, well, you could play at EOU. And at the time, he was thinking about maybe playing at Utah Valley, and so he had enrolled down there. But he was home he couldn't go to school there until December, and he got home in October. And so I coached 1 year of the girls and boys middle school out in Cove. And so Zane was home, and I said, Zane, you know what? You're going to be my assistant coach. I'm going to give you some of my salary, that whopping big salary they pay coaches. So I shared it with him, and he came to practice, and it was only like 2 days into practice, and he just shook his head, and he said, Dad, I don't know how you've done this all these years. And, it was but it was sixth grade kids who had never played basketball before,
Yeah, that's a challenge.
So for him to go off to Utah Valley, and he spent a year there, and started pursuing his educational goals, and then we were down there visiting, and he mentioned that him and his wife Kendra, who's now my JV2 coach, said something about he might be thinking about coming back to EOU, and of course we were very elated to hear that, because it is so much fun. It was, I'll probably get emotional and cry here, but
let's do it.
It was, one of the greatest experiences in my life to coach him in high school, watch him progress. He went on to be the player of the year, and we didn't make it to the final site his senior year. We lost to Philomath by 2 points at their gym in the play-in game to get there. Just really memorable moments that we still talk about today. He was over at my house the other night and said, that Philomath game was terrible, and so
I love it.
So we have those memories to build on and talk about, and now I get to keep watching him play, and he comes down as often as he can and watches the girls play. And again, my oldest son is my JV coach, and so it's really a family thing for us. Even if we're away on a Friday night and EOU's here, my wife's up at the game, and we stream all the games online that we can, and see all of them that we can, and it's just really a great experience to be able to do that, and that's what sports are about, just building memories with kids, and
right.
It's just so much fun.
Brian Wright, girls basketball coach, varsity at LeGrand High School. Like you said, tomorrow night, coach, you got Mac coming here. Good luck. That'll be 6 in a row if you can get the victory. And I think that would be, 8 out of 9. Kind of on a roll right now with this team. Good luck, and let's keep this thing going. And the community is lucky to have the Wrights here, I believe. And it's a fun deal.
Agreed.
Right, Dodsey?
Agreed, yeah.
We're lucky to have these folks. They're good people.
Let me add this, too. Just being around Zane as much as we have, he is a sentiment to Coach Wright. I mean, he's an upstanding kid. He's always respectful. He's a great dude, and that speaks a lot about you, for sure.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate you having us on the show again. The kids are what it's about, and so if you're out and about tomorrow evening and want to come see some great basketball, come watch the girls play and stay for the boys game, and we'll root both teams on and hope we can continue on.
Brian Wright, appreciate you coming on the show.
You bet.
Thanks, Coach Wright.
Johnny Ballgame Show, we'll be back.
We're here at Marketplace Fresh Foods, home of 4th Street Bistro. They truly got everything here for great prices, especially for students. We got all sorts of sandwiches here. It's a Reuben panini, chicken pesto panini, all sorts of different sandwiches. We got a fresh baked pie here. The cookies are to die for. If you haven't had one, you got to get in immediately and get one of them. What else do we got here? Some cinnamon rolls, all sorts of things. We'll head over this way and see what else we got going on. Fresh soup made daily. Great variety there. Little fruit section, put together a little parfait. Whatever you want, they got it here. They really do. We got a variety of beers on tap right here. Shoot, as a matter of fact, we got Ballgame chilling right here. What's up, Max? What's going on, Ballgame?
Hi, I'm Derek Erickson. I'm the produce team manager at Marketplace Fresh Foods, and welcome to my Chop Shop. So these are the services we offer here at Marketplace Fresh Foods in our Chop Shop. Basically, you come, you buy your produce, your fruit, your veggies here, and for no additional cost, we'll chop them up for you however you want and package them to send you out the door. It takes the work out of having to prep at home, really simplifies things. Also, we do custom salsas, guacamole, hash pepper ranch dips. We have a lot of cool events always going on, so check us out.
All right, welcome back. Johnny Ballgame Show. Not often we will start the program with two guests, but that's what we're going to do today. That's what we did today, Dodsy. And great guests they were, Max McCullough and Brian Wright, coming over from LeGrand girls basketball and EOU basketball. Speaking of basketball, and with different levels, different coaches or different fits at different levels, whether that be men's or women's basketball, high school or college basketball, if you get me. I hated this hire from the beginning when it was announced last summer, I believe, where John Beilein, who was a really good college coach, probably the most underrated college coach in the country. That guy went to 2 national championship games as the head coach of Michigan, and he was good for a long time. And he left Michigan, a gig he had almost on autopilot, going to the Sweet 16 just about every year. He left to go coach the Cleveland Cavaliers. And if you look at organizations, franchises right now in sports in this country, I mean, take LeBron away from Cleveland and poof, Dodsy, you have the Seattle Mariners. Maybe even a little worse or disrespectful, the Cleveland Cavaliers. And anyway, they made the announcement today. John Beilein, not going to work here anymore. This is year 1 of like a 5-year, huge multi-million-dollar deal where Beilein was going to be the next great college coach to come take over the NBA. And if that's the case, what's that, about the first one ever, Dodsy? I got some names here for you, Dodsy, about college legendary coaches, great college coaches who fell on their face in the NBA.
I can name a few.
Who you got, Dodsy?
I know Rick Pitino for sure.
He's as high on the list as they come.
Yeah, he's the didn't the guy from Michigan State do it too?
Tom Izzo has not.
Oh, he hasn't. Okay, so
smart.
Let's see. Rick Pitino did it.
Yes. Stay in college. You can make money in college.
Who's
now
that guy
too.
for UCLA that slicked his hair back?
Steve Lavin.
He did it.
No, didn't he? Was no. Nope.
Who am I thinking of?
I think you're thinking of John Calipari.
Oh, I am. John Calipari.
He left UMass.
Yeah.
Went to the New Jersey
He
Nets.
kind of looks like Lavin.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I get you, bro.
Yep.
Jerry Tarkanian. He left UNLV and took the Spurs job. He made it 20 games.
He didn't. Yeah.
It was a joke. I came up with a couple. PJ Carlesimo, former Blazer coach.
He got choked by Latrell
Yeah,
Sprewell.
he did. It didn't work out all that well for PJ at a number of stops, and he took Seton Hall to the national championship game. Mike Montgomery left Stanford. Stanford has not been as good at basketball as they were when Montgomery was coaching there. He had them going to Final Fours and stuff. He went to coach the Warriors. That was awful. Leonard Hamilton, awful. Lon Kruger, awful. Tim Floyd, awful. Really, the only guy that's been decent lately is Billy Donovan, who left Florida and is at Oklahoma City. And, well, he'll get you to the playoffs, but he's never been out of the first round, I don't think. Maybe 1 year. So it is not a recipe for success. And Dodsy, there are so many differences in major college basketball and the NBA. College, you're coaching at big programs, kids, 19-year-olds. And some of that stuff just don't fly in the NBA. I heard issues players had with guys like Chip Kelly, even in football. College guy who comes in there and tries to do rah-rah or controlling stuff. In college, you have the control. You're the boss. There's nobody ahead of you. In the pros, the star player has the control. You ain't got jack, man. You just got to make sure that you're friends with the star player or the star player is on board with what you're doing.
Something kind of skewed there, isn't there?
I mean, in the pros, it's a different deal. And I remember when Beeline took this gig, I thought, Beeline, what are you doing? I thought, Cavaliers, what are you doing? And here he is halfway through year one. It's out. It's gone. JB Bickerstaff takes over on the interim. Crazy, man.
It's not,
yeah. I knew that wouldn't work, but that's one of those weird translations. Football, we can find guys. Jimmy Johnson, Pete Carroll, college guys who've had success in the NFL. You can find them in football. Really hard in the NBA. That's brought to you by Northwest Furniture and Mattress. Every text we receive on this program, that's 541-962-7700. Brought to you by Northwest Furniture and Mattress. Great sale going on right now. There's always a sale. I swear to Ozzy, every time I talk to those guys, they're selling something different. I love it. Northwest Furniture and Mattress. Mike Alvarez, EOU Equipment Manager around the corner. Big game tonight. Not a mega game, but something maybe that'll tickle your March Madness fancy. We'll do that when we come back on the Ballgame Show. Johnny Ballgame here at Northwest Furniture and Mattress, my favorite section of this wonderful store. Yes, the Tempur-Pedic section. Tempur-Pedic Alley. Are you kidding me? Look, if you have the means, I highly recommend picking one up. How much time do you spend sleeping? How much time do you spend on your bed? Like a third of your life. The technology, the hybrid medium Pro Adapt system. You want firm, you want soft, you want medium, you want to jump on the bed. Oh, dude. So comfortable. Dude, I could get one of these mattresses and not have to buy another mattress for, a decade. If you sleep alone, you'll never sleep so comfortably. Trust me. If you sleep with someone else, same. You can adjust. They come with these remotes. If it works well for you on this side, hey, press a button here or there. If he or she on the other side wants something going on, press another button. Get the specification that they like. They have all this stuff. Look at this. Tempur-Pedic Alley here at Northwest Furniture and Mattress in LeGrand. Johnny Ballgame. I have this mattress right here. I'm a Pro Adapter. I like the firm on my back. I like the firmness when I sleep. And I'll tell you, you don't want to get out of bed in the morning. These things are so stinking comfortable. Oh my gosh, if I didn't have such an awesome show, I would spend all day. I do the show from this bed. What's going on? Welcome back to the Johnny Ballgame Show. I'm live on my Tempur-Pedic today. Probably something you wouldn't want to see, but man, would I be excited to do that. So comfortable. I don't know where you are in your life with your mattress. I don't know how long you've been sleeping on your current mattress. I don't know how long you plan to have your current mattress. But I'll tell you, when there's going to come that time, and that time will come, and you're going to want a new mattress, the best sleep you've ever had, well, you come here. You come to Northwest Furniture and Mattress in LeGrand, Oregon, and you tell them Ballgame sent you.
Yeah, the wheel is broken, why do it turn in? If it don't mean nothing, why do I learn?
I told you I wasn't going to play this song anymore if you do that.
Now it's quiet and I'm gonna burn it.
I told you I was going to do that dance every time you play that song.
I thought you'd forget. That was the tester. Now I'm not going to play it anymore. Sorry, Wasteland King. Sorry, Chris. Sorry, Mike.
Nazi, listen to you, man.
Johnny just ruined it for everybody. Took his ball and went home.
You son of a gun, man. It's fun, man. It's a fun dance.
You look like a moron.
Hey, that's
I'm going to play that song. We are the Moron Brothers.
I don't know that song.
That's the Mayhan's theme song. It's by Rancid.
I love Rancid.
Or No Effects. It's one of the two.
Oh, it's a No Effects
It's called
song?
the Moron Brothers. Yeah.
I've probably heard it.
It was everybody always used to say it was the Mayhan's theme
Were
song.
you a big No Effects fan?
Do I look like a No Effects fan to you?
Yeah, you do.
Mediocre.
Okay, you
Not
look
my
like
favorite.
you'd be into Rancid, No Effects.
Not
and
my favorite.
Bad Religion. You weren't.
I was more of a hip hop dude.
Yeah, no, definitely more so. No question.
But I know a lot of their songs.
They're definitely more of a hip hop guy. Dodzy producing, Johnny Ballgame Show. Appreciate the love. Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Good food, good brews, good times with friends at Benchies. The game's on tonight. It's a slow night. NBA's not on yet. Baseball's not in spring training officially yet for games.
We had to work to find us top story, dude.
Yeah, it was a slow day today on this, Wednesday, February 19th. I'm going to give you tonight some men's college basketball just getting underway. Butler at Seton Hall, 2 teams in the Big East, both ranked in the top 25. And another chance. I promise most of you watching right now, you haven't seen Seton Hall play, if at all. And you probably haven't seen Butler play, if at all. Maybe you'll have them going on a deep run in your tournament bracket. These will be 3, 4, 5 seeds in the tournament. There's a chance to watch them play tonight. Duke's on a little later.
Wait,
too.
Isn't Butler number 1 in the country?
No, Butler's number 21.
Oh,
in
Butler.
The country.
Oh, who am I? Baylor. Baylor's number 1.
You know what, Dodsy? I need a Dodsy
Baylor,
mute
Butler.
button. I need to be able to mute you too.
No, that ain't how it works.
I mean, you can mute me. I need to be able to mute you.
Dude, that's a common mistake. Baylor for Butler.
Hey, if I throw this baseball at you right now, you think you'll catch it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of expensive equipment around here.
I would be more worried about you hitting something before it gets to me.
You jerkwad.
Seriously.
Oh, man.
I'd be worried about you hitting our guest over here. It's just sitting here waiting.
I'm going to throw it.
Throw the damn thing.
So I'm going to throw it.
Go ahead. I'm right here. Throw it.
There we go, Dodsy. Nice
The
work,
ball
man.
belongs over here anyways.
That's
I don't know what I
real
was doing
teamwork.
over there.
McCullough left it here.
Oh.
And that's the teamwork we have. That's the teamwork you're going to find at Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. They taught us everything we know.
Yeah.
Benchwarmers, get the tater tots. Oh, you shouting out Chef Eric again?
Yeah, that's my boy, man. I might get an extra chicken nugget in
You
my
shouting
meal or
out
something.
Joe
You never know.
Hansen?
Yeah.
The Benchy chef.
Even though I hate the Chiefs.
You hate the Chiefs. Yeah.
The Chiefs are terrible.
Chargers, Chiefs. He's a big Chiefs fan down there at Benchwarmers. Appreciate the love, as always, supporting this show through thick and thin. You'll love Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Make sure they're in your rotation. Mike Alvarez, the EOU equipment manager. And this, Dodsy, this is going to be an interesting segment because this is the guy who runs the show at EOU. It's not big time Ohio State, Michigan college athletics, and they don't have a whole staff. Mike Alvarez does a lion's share of the work down there, and this is for all the EOU people who are really inside EOU athletics. Everybody knows Alvarez.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, there's a lot of people around EOU. Other people like equipment manager. Who's this jerk face?
Dude, the story I always tell about him is the guy takes the time at halftime to straighten up the benches, chairs, and everything, and I guarantee you that's not in his job description.
Yeah, right.
Like picking up garbage underneath the
not in his description
bench
at all.
halftime?
No way.
No.
He just does it because he's
Yeah.
as true a Mountie as there is and ever will be.
Future Hall of Famer.
And no question, he you know what?
I'm gonna start lobbying for it.
Mike Alvarez Court. Can we name the basketball court after him?
At least the equipment room.
The Alvarez Center?
Yeah,
the
that'd
equipment
be
room.
badass.
No, the Alvarez Equipment Center.
Yeah.
We should get that done. Yeah, definitely a future Hall of Famer, Mike Alvarez, a long-time EOU equipment manager coming on. Until then, Dodsy, a couple things we want to talk about, and we got a six-pack next hour.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, man. Dodsy
We do.
six-pack special on a Wednesday. You got the Johnny Ballgame Show. We'll be right back. 30 points, 13 rebounds, heck, throw in a block, couple of assists, couple steals, filling up the stat sheet. kind of the star of the night, Jarek Schetzel on senior night. You guys almost lost to a team that hadn't won a league game this year. Seemed like when push came to shove, they got the ball into the big fella, and you were able to kind of get this team back and put you guys in a position to win, which you did. This got to be an all-time night for you, Jarek.
Honestly, there was a second in that game I thought we were going to lose. I honestly said, boy, we're losing this game when we're down like 8. And then I just started going off, and that's just how it went. Like, we almost lost at their house. They hit every shot just like they did tonight. And I told you guys a couple days ago, I'd have 40. I got 30 of them. You take that.
You had 4 or 5 dunks, 30 points. BP's steal was huge. Landon's windmill, whatever dunk that he had was a fun atmosphere, man.
That was awesome. That was probably one of the best senior nights I've ever had.
One of the best nights he's had, senior night, whatever, freshman night. BP, get in here, man. Brandon Porter coming in here. What's it like to send the big fella out the way you guys did tonight at senior night?
But obviously we don't want a 30-point deficit, but we like to keep it interesting, as you can tell. So going out with a double OT win, nothing.
We'll take the win. We'll take the win.
Yeah.
What's next for this team?
W's, baby.
We're going to the tournament, and we're going to try and win it all.
Are you guys an easy out?
Easy out.
Everyone should be afraid to play us in the first round.
They're scared. We got to figure it out. We got to figure it out now. We're ready to go.
Double overtime, victorious tonight on senior night. Brandon Porter, Jarek Schetzel. Johnny Ballgame Show. Brought to you by Grand Ronde Hospital's annual foundation gala. Tickets are at a premium. We're not making this up. Our boy Pat Flynn, who is running this thing and doing an excellent job, will tell you, visit grh.org/gala and get those tickets to really the premier event evening gala in Eastern Oregon this year. It always is at the hospital. They have wonderful items up for silent auctions and whatnot, and a wonderful meal. Merlin's on the grill, Dodsy. Get those tickets. This is the premier social event, certainly of the season, but maybe even the year. You visit grh.org/gala.
You know what I was thinking? We should be like, Wedding Crashers?
Yeah.
We should be like
Love that movie.
We should be gala
Are we
crashers.
crashing this gala?
Let's do it.
We're just going to, you're going to take it? Are we both going to carry ladders? How are we getting in?
Dude, let's try it.
Let's
get the vests, too. Let's get the vests.
For the ladders. Like we are working.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Dude, I'm in. I'll do it.
And maybe put on like a little bit of a disguise.
Yeah, we'll get Brent Clapp.
It's going to be really hard to disguise me.
We'll film it.
It's going to be hard to disguise
me. You're Dodsy, dude.
I'm big.
You're big and you're noticeable. Everybody in this town knows you now. You're a Dodsy boy, man. Yeah, good luck getting in. It'll be tougher. It'll be easier for me to get in than you.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll sneak in. We'll sneak in. The worst thing they can do is say, you can't be here.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just going to sneak in. Yeah.
We're sneaking in. We're sneaking into this event.
And we're going to be in disguise, and we'll stay that way.
So, like, full disguise, like mustaches, glasses, wigs, hats.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. March 14th, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I think it's March 14th, right, Dodsy?
It's March. Okay. Yeah, March 14th. Yeah.
All right, here's a quick summary. Everybody's ripping baseball commissioner for back to the Houston Astros deal. Look, this isn't going away. It's never going to go away. People still talk about the 1919 Black Sox. People still talk about the steroid era. People still talk about Pete Rose. This is baseball. People still talk about great, tragedies of the game, rules being broken, teams cheating. People talk about the sign stealing of the Giants and Dodgers, Robbie Thompson, the shot heard around the world. People are it's not going to go away, dude. Anyway, everybody's chiming in. Just a summary. LeBron James chimed in on his Twitter in regards to what's going on, and he called out Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred, which everybody is doing. The difference is if I go to Twitter and I say, hey, Rob Manfred, and I type the exact same thing LeBron types. I'm just a sports fan. I'm not a Mr. Baseball guy, but hey, here's what you should do. That's exactly what LeBron did. But obviously, there's a little bit of a difference in the weight of those comments, right?
Tad bit.
And that's essentially what LeBron did. He just went to Twitter and said, "Hey, yo, baseball commissioner, you're a hoser. Clean it up. Fix this deal. You suck." Basically what LeBron reads on his Twitter constantly. People saying to him, whatever. But that's kind of where I am with this. I know there's a strong community of people, and maybe they're right. Maybe I'm wrong on this. They're saying, LeBron, you don't know anything about this. You don't know what the hell's going on with baseball. Stick to your sport. Stick to basketball. Stick to whatever it is that you like to do. So I guess that's where I'm going with this. Dodzy, I'll get your opinion quickly, but first I want to read exactly what LeBron said, okay?
Yeah, read it.
He said,
Sure.
Listen, I don't play baseball, but I'm in sports. And I know if someone cheated me out of winning a title and I found out about it, I would be effing irate. I mean, uncontrollable about what I would or could do. Listen here, baseball commissioner. Listen to your players speaking today about how disgusted, mad, hurt, broken, etc., about this. Literally, the ball is in your court, or should I say field, and you need to fix this for the sake of sports. Hashtag just my thoughts coming from a sports junkie, regardless of my own sport I play. And I've always kind of liked that about LeBron. LeBron's a sports geek.
Yeah.
He likes football. He likes, I mean, I remember he was at the World Series game, Cleveland, Chicago Cubs a few years back. He's a sports geek.
Yeah, he
he's
pays
like all
for
of us,
tickets.
man.
He's just like a fan. He has a right to opinion just like any other fan.
Yes, and that's what he's doing. He
fine.
just tweeted to the
It's
commissioner,
just
hey,
his
dude.
gets to a lot more people.
Yeah, and like everybody's now talking about it, and that's kind of where I am. I just wanted to mention it briefly, but not because of what he said, but because of kind of the storm of the backlash or the results of just the tweet. Hey, clean it up, baseball commissioner. Take the trophy away. Do something. What you're doing isn't good enough. But just his opinion.
The good thing is half of his followers, LeBron's, don't even watch baseball. China, probably half of his followers are Chinese.
Gosh, baseball.
They don't watch baseball in China.
Baseball isn't as big in China. Baseball's huge in Japan.
Japan, yeah, but not China.
God, there's just so many people in China, though. Okay, yeah, but you're
they
right.
Probably don't even know who the Astros are.
That's true. It's not as big a deal in China as it is in the States. Yeah, so LeBron's got a lot of,
but he still has a lot of followers everywhere.
Yeah,
he definitely has
just a sports guy. Just say like anybody can tweet the commissioner. You can, I can. We can go to at baseball commissioner, whatever. We can all say this to him.
Yeah.
It's just funny. LeBron does it like, LeBron's ripping baseball.
Yep.
Fun stuff, man. We got to get to the stinking playoffs. And you get to the event, grh.org/gala. When you're there, put Patty Flynn in a headlock and give him a nice little noogie.
Hey, when you go to the website, make sure you use promo code BALLGAME, all one word. We'll hook you up with some swag.
Thank you, Dodds. Yeah, why do I always forget the promo code?
I don't know.
The hospital's never going to do anything with us again.
I think they probably think it's part of the script now that I say the promo code and you say the intro.
The hospital's going to cancel everything on us. We're screwed with them. Because I didn't mention the damn promo code. And they're going to say, we sold out the event. What do we do for advertising? A little bit of this. Some ball game.
Dude, the reality of it is not everybody's going to put the promo code in anyway.
I'm just kidding, yeah.
The only bonus of the promo code is you get some free ball game stuff.
Yep, we throw in ball game swag, so you might as well.
Yep.
But yes, not a discounted on the price, unfortunately. No, it's just some ball game stuff, which has a very, very solid value.
Coach Carlito just liked the video.
Oh, Carlito.
Yeah, what's up?
He's going to like this Alvarez interview.
Yeah, he is.
I wonder if Alvarez has any dirt.
Let's see.
We asked Max McCullough about Alvarez dirt.
He wouldn't give it up.
And he wouldn't give it up.
He's like, I might end up with a dirty uniform or something.
He said a college athlete never, rule number 1, don't mess with the equipment guy. Do not mess with Mike Alvarez.
No, I don't blame him.
Future EOU Hall of Famer Mike Alvarez when we come back on the Johnny Ballgame Show.
Let's go!
Excuse me, guys.
Congratulations, players, on a great game. Thanks to all the help and sponsors this recognition program. All the help for their health happens. Will the members of the state of the championship and second place teams gather in the midfield for a short presentation?
Where's Magnum?
And now, for the first place trophy will be presented to the 2019 OSA On Point Credit Community Credit Union 4A State Champions, the LeGrand Tigers. Hey, you need to stay here after you get this trophy, all right? You gotta get some photos, all right?
Where's my captain?
On Point Community Credit Union.
Park, where you at? Congratulations. Thank you. Okay, there you go.
Congratulations. Hold it up, hold it up. Get down and take a trophy with the whole team, all right? Get down here, every coach, get them where you want them, all right? That is why we're good.
Just make sure we can see you all, so do lots of layers.
Hey, get down a little bit. Triple set award to that participate in celebrate the achievement. Carlson is given $1,000.
I gotta save battery, dude. Take it from here.
Hey, regular slow.
We've been waiting a while for this one. We really have. There's certain dudes in the community we've trying to bring on this show, and they keep coming up with every excuse imaginable to dodge us.
We got him cornered.
We cornered this son of a biscuit. We did, man. We got him, Dodsey.
Yep.
How much? You know what hell
he's trying
he's
to
in right now?
He was trying to dodge me today.
Of course he was. Yeah.
He was. He was. He's like, oh,
I actually
I don't
work.
know.
I don't sit around like you guys.
Yeah, whoa. Then he comes throwing
daggers.
Throwing daggers at us? The hell is this? Mike Alvarez, EOU head equipment manager in studio today. And, yeah, you son of a gun. You couldn't dodge us anymore.
Nope.
You're in for it, man. We're not going to pull any punches with you.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right? I mean, this is the hot seat, Alvarez. All kidding aside, you know.
Oh, wait. Speaking of hot seat, do we need to
toss it over here? No question, Dodsey. I'm sorry we forgot it. These are special Packy haunted ghost pepper chips. It's a brand that we endorse, that we highly recommend, and we always give everybody the opportunity when they do come on this show just to have a chip or two, depending on what you want to do, Alvarez. You've talked about it in the past. You said
he's ready.
You can handle the heat, so I'll just keep these available to you and have some fun during this interview, Alvarez.
Oh, that was a baby bite.
That was a tiny. That was a nibble.
Yeah,
man,
dude, he did act like he was ready to go on that. Like, bring it. And then he nibbled it.
He's already hurting.
Yeah, those are. I mean,
I don't know if I'll be able to finish this interview. I'm going to be dying.
Yeah, I mean, so now he's going to use that as an excuse to get out of here.
Ducking and dodging.
Stinking Alvarez. All kidding aside, welcome to the show, dude.
Well, thank you.
You play a big role there at EOU as head equipment manager, and for small college athletics and whatnot. And if I asked you to give us your description, we wouldn't have enough time to finish the interview. But just talk about, sum up for people who maybe don't know your time at EOU and kind of the ins and outs of day in the life of Mike Alvarez.
Well, I've been at EOU for a total of 10 years, but I officially took the position 5 years ago as the equipment manager, and I've enjoyed it. I mean, it's a lot of work, but I show up every day. I'm ready to go. At the end of the day, I look back and say, hey, I've accomplished what I needed to accomplish in a timely manner.
Is equipment, is the industry, is it a much bigger deal now than it was when you first got into it? I mean, I look at some of the gear, some of the uniforms, some of the warm-ups, some of the stuff that some of these dudes get to wear right now. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, EOU football's uniforms are nicer now than NFL uniforms were 10 years ago. I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, talk about that a little bit.
Oh, they are. I mean, our gray set that Coach can't purchase, they're just so sweet looking.
Oh, the gray ones. Yeah, those are sick.
Yeah, the blue and the gold around it. Yeah, they're really nice. It does seem like we're up to date with the NFL in a way. I mean, we might not have all the cool gadgets as they do and have all the extra manpower and just concentrate just on football. It goes beyond that in what I do. But yeah, I mean, football, we're changing up the helmets. We kind of like to keep that
new EOU helmets this year.
I mean, it's the same helmet. It's just a different style, different color.
Okay.
We try to
kind of leave that as a surprise.
Yeah,
okay.
Leave that as a surprise. But
that's gonna be fun. So new kind of new helmet looks this year.
Yeah,
coming. Right.
Definitely come out and watch the game. It's going to be
you selling
great
tickets
year.
too, right? You working for the PR department now too, Alvarez? Come on out, buy a couple tickets. You're gonna love us. And hey, how's that?
Oh man, I'm
Is that
dying.
it for you?
I'm feeling it. Yeah.
Okay, Alvarez.
I'll probably take it with me though.
Alvarez took a little.
Oh, he's gonna take it to go.
Sure, yeah. Well, just like it's both ours. We'll just keep it in my house. Yeah. Okay,
Devo.
dude.
Devo Alvarez.
Alvarez. Are you a uniform snob? Like when you watch sports on TV, are you like, hey, dude, the collar should look like this or that number pattern?
Oh no, I'm totally like the opposite.
You don't even care.
Yeah, I don't. No, I think it's good to be professional out there on the court and out there on the field. I think that's one of the things we bring to EOU is we always want to look professional, especially when we're on the bus, off the bus, on the court, off the court, even when we're speaking to each other inside our facility, with rest of facilities. We truly do a good job athletically and even staff-wise.
If I were to ask you, hey, who's the messiest team on campus, would that be information you would want to make the world privy to, or are you kind of, hey, is that crossing the line a little bit? I mean, you don't want to air a lot
nervous.
of dirty
Look, he's nervous.
But is there a team that's just those dang wrestlers, man? They're so mad. No?
Yeah, I can't say wrestlers because they're off campus. I've been down to the facility. I've done work down there. They're pretty organized for the most part. I can't really break the news to who I think is the messiest. But I can look at the camera and say, hey, I know who you are.
and they know who they are.
Yeah, they already know. Look at this guy. He's a Dodger.
Yeah, I mean that's a question that can get him in a lot of trouble in his world, Dodsey.
Yeah.
He comes back there, all of a sudden coach hears that Alvarez is, hanging out
Hey,
on
maybe
the
they'll
Ballgame
get a little
show.
cleaner.
That's a good,
Or Angie, Carlito, whoever.
Yeah, but he doesn't need a chew in from the boss on that.
No, that's true.
Especially
if it was her team.
He gets enough of
it
those.
It probably is her team, I would imagine.
Alvarez. What's the best athletic moment you've witnessed as equipment manager? Maybe a victory or something that happened that was really cool. Do you have that?
There's been many. I mean, a lot that's been great. I think one that goes back is I think about 5 years ago maybe. I can't think of his name, but gosh, I really wished I would have looked this up. But
well,
Brian,
you didn't know it was coming, Alvarez.
Yeah.
How the hell would you looked it up?
His name was Brian, and this guy he just tore up the court anytime he was on the court.
Basketball?
Yeah, on basketball, and he would just rush up and down. He did some amazing layups, but I think one of the coolest things was his wide open dunk. It was just awesome to see. Just it felt like no one was there, but actually they were so close to him. It just looked unbelievable. And I think watching, both, or all the sports, it's been some great things.
How about this? Give me the all Alvarez team in your time at EOU. Give me a short list of your favorites.
It was Brian McGriff, by the way.
Brian McGriff, correct.
On that dunk?
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
I'm surprised you didn't remember that. Come on, Alvarez.
He's their best player.
He was.
I
He was
believe
like player of the year.
Yeah, I believe he's overseas right now.
He is. He's playing in the pros. Yeah. Come on, Alvarez. I'm just kidding, man.
5 years from now, he's going to be, I think his name was Maxine.
He's going to forget McCullough's name
Mac.
in 2 years. Yeah, who else his name? I guess something. Yeah, anyway.
Give us your five.
Yeah, give us like 4 or 5 people, men and women's sports, that were kind of your all-time favorites for whatever reason. Who are your favorites, Alvarez?
That's kind of put me on the spot there.
Hey, there's 4 or 5 of them. Give some people some credit, bros.
I would have to say it would be women's basketball. I mean, truly, Angie Weisenfluh is an amazing coach. She's the things that I've been these last 10 years total, but I've watched her just coach successful teams, and every year she's like, "Oh, we're not going to make it. We're not going to make it. We're not going to do it." And I think that's the good mentality, or if that's the word, humble attitude. And somehow they make it, and and pick up. She gets some great players. At first, they may not think they're that great, but she helps them to accomplish what they need. So I would have to go with also football. I mean, I really enjoy working with Tim Camp. He's great.
Camp makes this team?
Yeah.
He's one of your favorites? Football's got to be, maybe it's in its own category, but that's got to be a messy locker room too, bro. Totally. But I mean, football's its own deal, man. There's so many players
that comes out of that locker room just standing at the door alone.
Yep.
Dude, that smell is deceiving. Yeah. You go in that locker room, it's probably the cleanest locker room. I will say that.
Okay, I
won't say who the messiest locker room, but I will say
but that's the cleanest one. Football.
I've been in the football one. I've been in the men's basketball one, so it's not either of those. Men's basketball, they're pretty clean. I mean, there's not a lot in there.
Yeah.
So that pretty much leaves.
Let's not even play this game, Dodsey.
the guessing game.
No, we won't. No, yeah. Don't comment on that. He's just trying to get you, Alvarez. Mike Alvarez, head equipment manager. EOU.
Maybe it is the men's basketball. You don't know.
You never know.
It looks are deceiving.
Can we rename the equipment room like the Mike Alvarez Center?
That'd be sweet.
That
would
be
something that you would like eventually when your time is done?
Yeah, I think it would, but I want to be a humble person.
How long do you plan on doing this? I mean, is this
home?
This is home. Yes, it really is. It's home. I enjoy doing it a lot. Not a lot of people can say that they enjoy doing their job, but I wake up and I look forward to going to work.
Yep, that's the key, dude.
You're in common company right now.
Yeah.
That's the key, man. It really is.
Yeah.
You have a favorite sport?
Football.
Yeah. If this Johnny Ballgame show was gonna pay for an all expenses paid trip, and this is a big if, But if we were to do that, what game would you want us to send you to?
San Francisco.
You're a Niner fan?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
You
I would
okay
have
from the Super Bowl?
I should say Arizona Cardinals because my wife's an Arizona Cardinals fan.
Listen,
So
who is this guy? He just admitted he's a Niner fan.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, my baby doll's listening right now.
She probably
Is dinner going to be cold or something? Or am I going to be doing, I don't know, what the heck she would make him be doing. But yeah.
I don't know about your wife, but your sister's listening. I know that. She's
that's
watching.
good. That's
Shout outs. You got any Alvarez shout outs for people right now?
Mom, thank you, Mom. She's
she's done a lot.
Yeah, she has. I would say.
What's her first name?
Cindy.
Cindy Alvarez?
Yep.
Cindy Alvarez, thank you for everything with this guy.
Yeah. Sentimental moment.
So that's your favorite sport.
No tears. I'm sorry, Mom. No tears.
What about Max McCullough gets on your nerves the most?
You can lay that out. It's okay.
He's an incredible guy. I really enjoy him.
But
I don't think
give it to us.
Yeah, I get it. You can yeah. But
I can't think of anything, honestly. I mean, before it might have been, not turning his jersey in on time. But this
McCullough,
year,
he's done that before?
Yes, he has.
Oh,
what happens if you don't turn your jersey in on time? Like you have to go completely out of your way to wash it outside of the time you designate to wash jerseys. McCullough, you son of a man. That's cold, dude.
Sorry.
McCullough,
you know
get
what?
your
I
freaking
love you, man.
jersey
I love
to
you.
Alvarez, man. He's got
time.
enough on his plate. You need to sit around and make a special occasion out of washing your jersey, dude. Stinking All-American, Oh God.
Yeah, he's been good this year. I haven't had any problems, so I really appreciate it.
That's awesome, man.
You want to know what bothered me about him? It's gone now. His hair was horrible, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Beginning of the year.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I
It
don't
was
like
Adam
it long.
Morrison.
Oh, it was horrible.
I don't like it long. I will agree with that.
Yeah.
Shorter
it
hair.
was kind of it was an Adam Morrison type of thing. Yeah. What do you think your biggest strength is in your line of work? What do you bring to the table that maybe not a lot of other equipment managers across the country do for their schools?
I want to say organization, but you can always improve in there. I would say just hardworking. I mean, there are a lot of hardworking equipment managers. They spend lots of long hours, even more hours than I do. Well, that's because they cover just that one sport, football, and they're always, even on the off season, continuously going. So I would say it'd be my hardworking, attitude and positive thinking towards everything.
If you could pick one sport at EOU to win a national championship, which sport would you want it to be?
Hot seat right there.
I really would have loved.
I know what he's going to say.
But
I think that
you know what he's going to say.
But I would say women's basketball.
I'll tell you what. So what stands out for you about you for me? You go above and beyond. That's my thing. And I notice it just as a fan of EOU being there. You go above and beyond always. If I ever need anything, you're like, got you, Dodsey, in a heartbeat. I see you with other people going above and beyond, and it's just it's admirable, dude. It really is.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
How'd you get in the biz? Is this something you stumbled into?
No, yes and no. When I started off, I was doing custodial and in Quinn. I really enjoyed Quinn so much. I took a lot of pride in the work I did, and the position came available, and I took the time to work hard towards it. I even on my days off or time off, I would go in there and pick up some of the attributes or the things that the equipment manager before me had done, and so I applied that to what to
your
do
style.
now.
To
my style. Each one of the equipment managers was different. They each brought something different to the table, and so I bring what I have. And so,
where are you from, Alvarez?
I'm originally from California.
That's hence the Niner fan. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
What brought you to Eastern Oregon?
My wife's family's from here, and
she grew up here.
Yeah, she grew up here.
How'd you meet your wife?
I met her in Redmond.
Redmond, Oregon?
Yes, that is correct.
Where, like a brewery or something?
Church. I met her at church. We
okay, yeah, my next
little bit of a difference there. Just a bit.
Just a bit. Yes.
So you met her at church? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then
you guys wanted to, everything obviously went when you settled here type of deal? And
Yeah, we did.
And you got your job at EOU?
Yep.
Got a couple Rugrats too, don't you?
Yes, I do. I have two beautiful girls.
Nice.
Summer is my oldest. She's 9. And then my youngest is 5. My wife will probably kill me if I'm not saying the ages right, but
that's why you leave the age out. You just say my oldest and my youngest.
What's your wife's name?
Her name's Janae.
Janae, yeah, take it easy on old Alvarez, okay? We love him. Just kidding.
She's gonna kill me.
What was my next question? Do you like being a girl dad?
Yes, I do. I really appreciate it.
Dodsey's got a couple of girls.
I do.
He doesn't like being a girl dad, though.
Yeah, I do. Of course.
Kidding. He loves it.
Of course.
He likes his girls more than his boy.
Come on, man.
Kyron, I'm just kidding. He likes you all the same. He does. But I mean, I don't have any kids, and I don't think I'm ever going to. What's the deal with being a girl dad? What's so special?
It feels like they just have so much more love. I mean, I've seen boys,
You see it.
You just see it so much more. They look up to you. They just want you to be there all the time. They want that affection, and it's sad when you leave them. And I think that's
like when you leave them in the morning.
Leave them in the mornings. You drop them off at school, or if you're leaving to go to work, because I do during the most busiest part of my season. I'm at work quite a bit. It's the fall.
Fall's busiest for football season.
Yeah. Yes.
Just because of football, right? Basically, or no?
No, football, soccer, volleyball.
Yeah, okay. That's a busy season.
Yeah, cross country. I mean, it's a very
so
busy season.
I mean, what you're talking, you're not seeing your kids a lot. I know they're running around EOU sometimes too, which is cool. Everybody's still cool about that. What hours are we talking on Mike Alvarez, EOU head equipment manager, on your busy season? What are your days? What do your hours look like?
Oh, it varies. I mean, I break them up quite a bit.
When's your alarm clock go off in the morning?
5.
So your alarm clock goes off at 5 a.m. And you're at work by 6?
Yeah, about that.
Okay. And then when do you typically leave Quinn at night?
It depends. Sometimes midnight.
Okay. And you won't be home in between that. You'll leave your house at 5:45 in the morning, and you'll get home at midnight.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like once or twice a year.
No, this is throughout the season.
That's Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a lot of hours. It's a lot of hours, bro.
Yeah.
That's why we're having you on the show.
Yeah,
that's why you're going in the Hall of Fame someday. The hardest working dude
for that.
with EOU athletics. Yeah, we're gonna get you in the Hall of Fame, dude.
Hey, the EOU awards, they happen in June, right? Right before graduation.
The Mountie Awards. Yes.
We need to figure out an award.
The Mike Alvarez Award.
For the heart, There is one.
They already have it.
I just haven't won it yet. I've come close. I've heard.
Wait,
really close.
Wait, is it named after you?
No, that would be cool though. That would be really cool.
Yeah,
yeah. That's what we're talking about. The award needs to be.
Once
he won the Alvarez,
once he wins it, we lobby for it to be renamed.
Hey,
let's
win that award. Hey, take another bite of the chip, Alvarez.
Let's wedding crash. Though he's over there sniffling.
Yeah. Oh, he's doing it. Yeah, Dodsey, we'll be involved with the Mountie Awards.
Oh yeah, we will. I've already talked to a few people about
Look at this. He's got it, Dodsey.
Might as well go all the way.
Might as well, bro. Is that the hottest chip you've ever ate?
Hey, yeah. Caleb said brewery, church, same thing.
Right? Where'd you meet her, at a brewery?
Actually, I met her at a church.
Michael, yeah. Dodsey, anything else for Alvarez here?
Playoff games coming up. Is the scoreboard fixed?
Yes, it is, actually.
That's
I know
good
I was
to know.
a lot of heat from that one.
That was your fault.
That is not his fault, man.
Alvarez.
They were picking on me, but no, we're up and running. Just turns out we needed an order part for it.
Do you have any student assistants right now?
I have a couple. It'd be nice to have them a lot more, but they have class schedules.
You're taking applications to be a student assistant right now.
Oh,
in the equipment managerial room. And how do they?
Is that a paid job?
Work study only.
Okay, that's fine though.
Yeah.
Work study.
How do they get involved? Who do they contact? What do they do?
Pretty much they apply through a handshake, or they can come down to the athletic Quinn
Just
building.
come find Mike Alvarez.
Yeah, if you're a college student and you want to learn the business and what
absolutely
Alvarez
be
does.
Inside that program,
work study program. Yeah, get it hooked up. Get him
absolutely.
some help.
Go see Mike Alvarez. Let's,
Yeah,
give him some student help out down there for sure. Great stuff, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Dude, his mouth's on fire.
Oh, it is. My eyes are about to start dripping here.
In the consumption of the entire
Don't
ship.
touch your eyes. Don't touch your eyes or your wiener.
He is hot right now.
Don't touch your wiener either.
Dodsy.
I'm serious. Dude, I'm just being real with the guy. Yeah. It's no bueno. Trust me.
It's hot. It's definitely hot. I'd like to see Max try that. Come on, Max.
I don't think Max would do it. Call him out, though, right now.
Come
Go
on,
ahead.
Max.
Yeah,
you better come
Max
try
McCullough. You're next on the hot report.
I don't think Max will do it.
Whew. It was a bad idea.
Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto. New tires, auto repair, tow. You need it. Rockin' Sons, Adams Avenue, East End. Go see JB and the boys.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, Alvarez. Great stuff, dude.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
Johnny Ballgame Show. We'll be back.
EOU victorious in double overtime over a scrappy Evergreen State College. Carlito Labarda Jr., head coach, senior night. What a way to go out. A very emotional double overtime victory, Coach.
Oh, man. I'm going to give credit to Evergreen. Those guys battled. I don't know how they're winless in league because they're better than a few teams that we face that have a couple wins. I mean, but that's how it goes, man. You let a team like that stay in the game, and they start banking threes, and they had one bank, and they start getting confidence on defense, and their energy rises, and that's what happens. They battle us to overtime. So credit to that coach, who's a fine coach, and their players. I mean, they really, really battled. They hit some tough shots, and they executed well. But my seniors didn't want to go out on a loss, so I'm very proud of them. And thank God we got this one.
Jarek Schetzel, the 7-footer, as you call him, the big fella. When you needed a bucket tonight, you went inside to Schetzel, and you were a heck of a lot more successful more often than not. Just having that to go to. You guys are a tough out, man. Nobody else in this league has that.
Well, I told my team, I don't think anyone wants to face us in the first round. Yeah. It's going to be one of the top 4 teams facing us in the first round, and we're playing our best basketball. You might not think it tonight, but they executed when it counted. With about 8-9 minutes, we got into bonus. So I drew all plays up into the post, and I wanted to get the inside-out philosophy going, meaning get the ball inside in case they foul us, then we could get to the free throw line, and it prevailed.
What type of meal do you eat on a night like this?
You know what? We've been good with teriyaki chicken. That's what we had today at the old Golden Crown. So we had a pregame senior day special, and I don't know if I'm not plugging them for you, but you need to get them as a sponsor.
Plug who you want. Yeah,
you need to get them as a sponsor. Anyway,
I love Frankie.
Great. Yes,
Coach, enjoy this one. Great win.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Hey.
Welcome to Mallory Paint Store, home to Benjamin Moore paints and stains, available in over 3,500 colors and in the perfect sheen for any room.
Hi, I'm Jim Mallory, and I'd like to personally invite you to shop with us.
With our expert paint knowledge and color specialists, and we can help you paint the home, the office, the chicken coop. Visit any of our 19 Mallory Paint Store locations for the best in paint with the best in customer service. Check us out at MalloryPaint.com.
We're here to help.
Yeah, bringing the guests out. Big guns today in the ball game show, right? Dodsy, Mike Alvarez. That was fun. We've been waiting to do that for a while. I'm glad we did. I'm glad he stopped dodging us, and we brought him on the damn show.
Yeah, that was great.
It just started one day. Just, hey, Alvarez, we gotta have you on the show. No, came on. Say hey to him when you guys are out and about. Thank him for all he does there at EOU. He certainly earns his paycheck. He works his butt off.
Good dude, too.
Good dude.
Yeah, good dude.
We have a Bud Jackson's Eatery and Taps. By the way, breakfast has been a mega success for Bud Jackson's. We talked to Ronnie B. They're loving the menu. They're adding new items. Remember, next time you're going to go out for breakfast, that'll be sooner rather than later, I'm sure. Go to Bud Jackson's on Adams Avenue in LeGrand. Bud Jackson's Eatery and Taps. A wonderful breakfast menu you will love tonight. Z Cakes. Is it Taco Wednesday tonight?
Yeah, they do tacos on Wednesdays.
It's like 75 cents a taco.
Yep.
Dude, those are good tacos for 75 cents. Absolutely. And, dude, you can get a great dinner on a Wednesday for a few bucks.
Yep.
Get to Bud Jackson's Eatery and Taps. Love that menu there. Dodzy 6-pack. We forgot to do this on Tuesday. I don't know why. But
That's brain damage.
Let's get it done today. Dodzy boy, let's have some fun.
Gentlemen, the drinks are on the outs.
It's time for a Dodzy 6-pack. Featuring sports trivia, pop trivia, and everything Dodzy.
Pour it softly, pour it gently, and pour it to the brim.
I love it.
You ready?
Who's on the beat here? Is this DJ Quick?
No, this is just we can't have DJ Quick, man.
I just,
we get dinged.
This is
just random
DJ
generic. Yeah, this is called Pacific Coastin'. Is the name of the beat.
Okay.
Just
DJ
fits.
Generic.
It just
All
fits.
right.
Yeah, DJ. We'll just call him DJ G.
Okay.
DJ G in the house.
All right, let's have some fun with this.
All
What you
right,
got for me
Dodgy
today?
6-pack. Drew Brees will join 4 other quarterbacks as the only quarterbacks to play 20-plus seasons. Name 3 of the 4.
4 quarterbacks have played 20 years.
Yep.
Well, George Blanda has to be there. I don't know what this list is about. Blanda played 20 years. Brett Favre.
1.
20.
You should get 2 for sure.
You know, Warren Moon.
No.
No, because he got it.
You don't get to just
late.
sit here and guess until you need to get at least 2 more. 3 of the 4.
No more misses.
Yeah, no more misses. So if you miss, it's over. One of them you might not know, but the other 2 you probably should. You said Brett Favre.
Vinny Testaverde.
2. One more. The obvious one. You're missing it. I want to come over there and slap you. Do you want a hint?
Yeah.
He's active.
Oh, God.
Slap yourself, because you know who it is.
Tom Brady.
Yes, thank you.
I get Vinny Testaverde.
Yeah.
I can't remember Brady.
I'm sitting here like, jeez. So 1 for 1, huh?
Anybody else on that list that I missed?
Earl Morrall.
Earl Morrall.
Earl Morrall.
Earl Morrall played 20 years, huh?
Yeah,
that's a good one. Okay.
Breeze will become the 5th.
Earl Morrall's okay. Gosh, George Blanda, I guess, was kind of a kicker towards the end of his career. Maybe that's why, but he was a Raider.
Yep.
George Blanda. Okay, bummer. All right.
Yep.
I passed that one. All right, next one.
You did get points for that. So
Thanks,
let's go with number 2. What Major League Baseball player holds the record for most games played with no World Series appearances? Right now, you're 1 for 1. Don't mess it up. And I'll give you a hint. It's not Ken Griffey Jr.
Ernie Banks?
Nope. 1 for 2. Rafael Palmeiro.
He didn't make a series?
Never did.
Dodgy, you're not going to let me talk? Let's talk about these.
You ain't going to sit there and guess 8 times. Sorry. That's getting cut.
Talk about this stuff.
Not happening. Not happening. Number 3. What Chicago Bears running back was known as the Galloping Ghost? Here's your hint. It came from a poem. The nickname came from a poem, and the poem was written by Grantland Rice.
One of the great sports writers of all time, Grantland Rice.
Yeah. A streak of fire, a breath of flame, eluding all who reach and clutch, a great ghost thrown into the game, that rival hands may never touch, a rubber-bounding, blasting soul whose destination is the goal.
Sports writers back then, huh? Wasn't that sweet? Wasn't that a great era of sports writers?
It's just
you didn't get to
so
watch the
awesome.
games then. That was the description of a stud like Grantland Rice saying, hey, we watched this guy play, and here's how
And he's a Hall of Famer.
Grantland Rice's?
No,
Yeah.
this player. Hall of Fame, Chicago Bear.
Okay, Walter Payton was Sweetness. Gail Gayers was the Gail Sayers. Gail Sayers was the Kansas Comet.
Yeah. Galloping Ghost.
Red Grange.
Huh?
Red Grange.
Yeah, Harold Grange, yes. Yep. Boom.
Sweet.
2 for 3.
What college did he go to? Any idea?
Yeah, University of Illinois.
Nice. The local kid. All right,
University
cool.
of Illinois.
Thank you, Dudsy.
He was an All-American there.
Nice job, man. We didn't know your history.
Okay, so we're 2 for 3, and we're going to go into 90s hip-hop lyrics.
90s hip-hop lyrics.
You should get this one, too, dude. I need to know the song.
I love it.
And the name of the artist. You ready?
Okay, let's do it.
All right. They get mad when they come to raid my pad, and I'm out in the 9-deuce CAD. Yes, I'm the pilot of this ship. If I get with the ultraviolet dream, hide from the red light beam. Artist and song. I've been wanting to sing it all day today, but
Artist Ice Cube?
Nope. Ah, Johnny. 2 for 4. You're 2 for 4. You missed
give me the name of another song he's had.
It's not it's a group. They get mad when they come to raid my pad.
Cypress Hill.
Yes, but you already missed it. So 2 for 4. Insane in the Brain.
Insane in the membrane.
Yeah. Yes, I'm the pilot of this ship.
If you're with the ultraviolet.
Yeah,
Damn,
I've been wondering.
man, I know
It's
that
been in my
song.
head all day since I messed around.
Insane in the membrane.
Yeah, 2 for 4.
Insane in the brain.
Number 5. Oh, this one might be tough too. 2 for 5 right now. What boxer holds the record for most career knockouts?
I'm 2 for 5.
You're 2 for 4. We're on number 5.
Dude, record for most career knockouts. I need a weight class. These questions are too damn hard, man.
You want to? If I give you his nickname, it's going to give it away.
Most
So let's
knockouts
do
ever?
this. He has 131 career knockouts. His nickname's the Mongoose.
No, I don't have a freaking clue who the Mongoose is.
No, you don't? Really?
The Mongoose?
Or-
Do I know who this guy is? Have you heard of him before?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty big name in boxing. I don't think he was a heavyweight.
Jack Dempsey was not the Mongoose. Damn it.
Let me look. I'm gonna see what weight class he
and
was.
that's another thing with boxing. It goes back to Jack Johnson becoming the first African American heavyweight.
This is the longest reigning world light heavyweight champion of all time. There.
Julio Cesar. No, that's not. Light heavyweight?
Yeah.
Roy Jones Jr.?
Nope.
Okay, I obviously.
Archie Moore.
Okay.
You've heard that
I've
name.
heard that name.
It's not like
I've heard that name, but
most
still, you're
knockouts in
a
history.
son of a wastoid for bringing an Archie Moore question my way. Screw you, dude. Archie Moore, most knockouts ever. These 6-packs are hard, man.
You're getting 50% again today.
Bud Jackson's Eatery and Taps.
All right, so number 6 is just a bonus point, so you'll end up 3 for 6. Who you got in the finals in the NBA?
Lakers, Bucks. Lame.
Who wins?
Bucks.
Okay. Lakers, Bucks. I got
Which would be
Mavs,
interesting.
Bucks.
Yeah. You're still staying with the Mavs.
Yeah,
you
I
should.
already picked it.
you
I mean,
already
I
picked
can't
them.
go against it.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Miami go on a deep
That
run.
would be kind of fun. Actually.
Seeing
They're kinda
Milwaukee
exciting.
lose. Yeah, Toronto is boring without Kawhi. I'm sorry. I don't want to watch the Raptors for 3 months.
No.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Sixers might be fun.
Sixers have a quality of fun. They do. They have an aspect of fun. They'll put on a show with it. Okay.
I think we're going to get more fun out of the Western Conference Finals than anything else. Honestly.
Western Conference Finals. If it's Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets might be in that
any
mix
of those
too.
teams. Yeah, any of those top 5. I mean, let's do it.
We're gonna get you out of here in a second. Let's move on. Where are we going next, Ozzy?
Wherever.
All right, well, we'll let you know when we're there. Keep hanging out with us. Johnny Ballgame Show.z 6-pack brought to you by Bud Jackson's Eatery and Taps. Plenty of beverages, beer choices on tap. I have a family dining section. They're having a comedy night coming around the way. They're doing breakfast every day. Bud Jackson's Eatery and Taps. It's a whole new ball game down there at Bud. So make sure you get down there. Order the home-style fries in the King Kong Club sandwich. Dazzy, what are you recommending on Bud's menu today?
Dude, so the last time I went there, we got the appetizer plate, and it was so big that I didn't even eat my dinner. I just brought my dinner home.
So it's just the whole.
Yeah,
I've ordered that
strips and chicken wings,
jalapeno poppers,
and deep fried green beans.
Yes,
dude, it's just
the sampler. Yeah,
it's loaded.
All right, get the sampler.
Yep.
Nacho boats. Anyway, I can talk about food with Buds all the time. I haven't really. I ate today. I ate a couple of grilled cheese sandwiches.
I had a nice sandwich today. We won't talk about that because it didn't come from Bud Jackson's.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I just had a grilled cheese sandwich. I should have went to Bud's. We'll be back.
We're here at Marketplace Fresh Foods, home of 4th Street Bistro. They truly got everything here for great prices, especially for students. We got all sorts of sandwiches here. It's a Reuben panini, chicken pesto panini, all sorts of different sandwiches. We got a fresh baked pie here. The cookies are to die for. If you haven't had one, you got to get in immediately and get one of them. What else we got here? Some cinnamon rolls, all sorts of things. We'll head over this way and see what else we got going on. Fresh soup made daily. Great variety there. Little fruit section, put together a little parfait. You know, whatever you want, they got it here. They really do. We got a variety of beers on tap right here. Shoot, as a matter of fact, we got Ballgame chilling right here. What's up, Max? What's going on, Ballgame?
Hi, I'm Derek Erickson. I'm the produce team manager at Marketplace Fresh Foods, and welcome to my Chop Shop. So these are the services we offer here at Marketplace Fresh Foods in our Chop Shop. Basically, you come, you buy your produce, your fruit, your veggies here, and for no additional cost, we'll chop them up for you however you want and package them and send you out the door. It takes the work out of having to prep at home, really simplifies things. Also, we do custom salsas, guacamole, hash pepper ranch dips. We have a lot of cool events always going on, so check us out.
Ballgame Show, Bench Warmers, Pub and Grill. I did it again, Dodsy. Isn't that funny? It's 2 days in a row.
I know, you hadn't done it for a long
Like ever.
time, too, and then now all of a sudden you're just back in the swing of things.
If you get it, that's funny.
Well, most people are going to get it.
We're going to close up shop a little early today on this Wednesday. We got a big week ahead.
Huge.
District Wrestling Tournament. It has been confirmed that, yes, your home for GOL and 4A, this special district wrestling tournament, will be right here on the Johnny Ballgame Show channels. You could probably also catch it on EO Alive. We will be at the event. We got confirmation from Mike Fink today, the athletic director at Ontario. We're going to be able to shoot this thing. There's going to be a 2-match setup, and we want you to obviously spread the word. You don't have to make the trip to Ontario if you don't want to. We're going to have these wrestlers, and Dodzy, let my listeners know a little bit, and we'll talk about Daniel's Knop in a little bit, but let them know what they're going to get with our district wrestling tournament coverage.
I think basically the goal will be up until the finals. We'll just kind of decide who we're going to stream. I mean, obviously we're going to follow the big names.
Because if there's 2 matches going on.
Yeah, if there's 2 matches going on, we're going to have to decide one or the other. And maybe we'll put that out as a poll, too, like with you guys. Like, we can always throw a poll up on the page. But for the finals, we'll do our normal camera in the corner, us sitting there giving a little bit of blabber and hopefully engaging you guys outside of the wrestling and making it a good time. And who knows, like We might bring in a couple guests. We're definitely going to do some interviews. We're going to pop around, talk to some wrestlers, maybe pull a couple people out of the stands that we know that are former wrestlers and talk to them. And I mean, we don't have any rules, really. We do what we want. Basically.
And those matches we broadcast will be live.
Live, yep.
No, we're not going to shoot, and then you're going to have to wait all night for us to go home and edit or whatever. We're going to air these things live. So
absolutely.
That's beginning on Friday. So we need to get our ducks in a row on some of this stuff. And tomorrow we'll be right back at it. Going to have fun tomorrow. My boy Dana London, golf pro, now at Buffalo Peak, going to join us in studio,
cool.
and we'll get after it, talk some. You know, Dana's a huge Tiger honk.
Oh, he's also a huge Patriots fan.
Yes, he's a Patriot and Tiger honk.
I wonder who he likes on baseball. Probably the Yankees.
That's a really good question. I'm going to say it's Boston.
Boston or the Yankees, and then basketball,
Lakers.
You think so?
No, I'm just having fun with it too. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he does seem to like the high profile teams.
Yeah, he's a Duke fan.
You know,
he's a Duke
loves
fan.
Duke basketball.
Yeah, Ohio State football,
UConn women's basketball. Dana London having fun. So we'll do that tomorrow. Remember, if you do lose a loved one and you need to make the arrangements moving forward, make them with Lowell and Carroll at Daniel's Knott Funeral, Cremation, and Life Celebration Center. You can see the web address right below me, danielsknott.com. They make it easy. They make it fresh. I would say they make it fun, but let's be honest. When you lose a loved one, there's not much fun that comes with that. It's a difficult phone call to make. It's a time of grieving, and I'll tell you, it's a little less difficult if you make the call with Lowell and Carroll Knopp at Daniel's Knott Funeral, Cremation, and Life Celebration Center.
Good show today.
I thought it was too. So,
yeah.
You know,
triple guest Wednesday.
A lot of the maybe we'll keep that going. We try to find. It's tough to find 3 guests.
It really is.
It is not that we wouldn't do it, but it's tough to find them sometimes.
Yeah, I guess we could walk out here and just grab somebody off the street and try it. That might be fun. Just grab some random person off the street one day. See what they say.
I'd have to have some good questions.
We'd have to plan it out, but that'd be kind of funny.
Have to think about, definitely think about the good questions with that.
Maybe that's something for the future.
All right, for Dodsey, future LHS Tiger Hall of Famer.
He's stupid.
I'm the Johnny Ballgame Show. I'm Johnny Ballgame. This is the Johnny Ballgame Show, and that's all I got.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care. I ever get back, so let's root for the home team. They don't win, it's a shame. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
The Johnny Ballgame Show.